Watch this video of this young man. Watch this video.
Ali, there is going to be a plane crash in Ghana. The first time in the history of Ghana. Last week. Yes. I am calling on all men of God. A Christopher, I am calling on everybody. Say, a conditional message. So we can do something about it. Now, me kwama wo adi ntimi nyanti na man shame dem. Amaba bonten sra dodo ompai. Ali, there is going to be a plane crash in Ghana. The first time in the history of Ghana. There is going to be a plane crash Kumasi to Accra or Accra to Kumasi. That route no. Till 29th July. Until 29th of July 2025. If prayer is not being made last week, the last week of April no, and one full play from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of last week. They will testify to what I am saying. Ali, last week I already favor. And yes, sir, nanka a plane from Kumasi to Accra. Nanka kwa. I'm telling you. Now, that day, no, I was with my prayer team and we were praying.
Now, I'm surprised that people are hailing him, praising him. Mr. President, it's about time you implement certain measures. Your victory, some of us predicted it not because we are prophets. We predicted it because that is the way it was going to be. Just as we're going to predict 2028. Now, what this young man said, I'm surprised people are saying that, his prophecy came to pass. Let's now listen to what he said again. He said that there's going to be a plane crash, and this is the first time. It has never happened before in Ghana. My brother, if the prophecy truly was from God, it would have been accurate. This is not accurate information. So let me take you through the whole thing. Because this is not the first time a plane crash has occurred. Way before, long before your parents met. 1969 was the first time a plane crashed in Ghana. Okay? And this happened somewhere in Takrady, First time. The second time was 1970. Okay? 7 people also died. It happened in the western region. The third time was 1978. This one also crashed into a wooded area near Takrady. Also 4 people were on board. They all died. Now year 2000. Year 2000. Who was in office? I believe it was President Rawlings, isn't it? Yeah. That was the period that we're going to the election. Another also occurred due to heavy rain and then poor visibility, killing 7 passengers on board. So this also happened in 2000. 2002, under President Kufuor's era, again 7 people who were on board, all of them lost their lives. 2002, Kufuor's era. Okay. 2007, this I remember very well because I filed a report at the time. I was reporting for WBLS FM in UK, and I filed a report from Ghana. 2007, a Ghana Air Force M1-17 helicopter crashed at Idukru. Air Marshal Michael Otu, and the helicopter was transporting his casket for burial. It was a very sad event. 2007. Then 2012 was the one that involved my friend at Airworks Stadium. Then 2015, again, aside the stadium disaster, there was another crash, but this one, people survived. That is 76 passengers. It was Stable Airlines. And 2024, there was another crash, but there were no fatalities, actually. Then 2025, unfortunately, we lost these beautiful souls. So, Mr. Prophet, I've given you history for free. Yeah, I've given you history for free. He said that this will be the first of its kind. I'm telling you, what he said was so accurate. It truly was from God. This at least would have, exposed you. Again, per your prophecy, you said that it was going to happen 29th July. But the incident happened 6th August. So I don't know what event you're talking about. Again, you also said that there was going to be a plane crash. There's a difference between a plane, or let's say an aeroplane, and a helicopter. They are not the same. What happened? An aircraft crashed, yes. Whether an aeroplane or helicopter, they are all, type of aircraft. But what happened was not a plane. And from what you were narrating, it looked more like a passenger plane, from what you were saying. You never spoke about a military plane. You didn't mention anything like that. So I asked the question, what kind of prophecy were you talking about? What kind of prophecy were you talking about? Now, let me give you examples of prophecies that were averted. You use the word condition and unconditional. I don't know where you got those things from. Let's go into the Bible. Hezekiah's life extended. Isaiah chapter 38, 1-5 going. God told Hezekiah, "You shall die." But Hezekiah prayed, and God added 15 years to his life. So when you saw whatever thing that you saw, you didn't pray about it for it to be averted. As people many a time say, Nineveh, or it's Nineveh. It's Nineveh, but people normally pronounce it as Nineveh. It's Nineveh. Jonah, that is chapter 3, 4, 10. God said, "Yet 40 days, and Nineveh shall be overthrown." But the people repented, and God spared the city. Now, when I take you way back into the Old Testament again, the story of Joseph, who was in prison. When he came out from prison, that the king at the time couldn't even remember his dream. Do you know what he did? God gave all the interpretation, whatever thing, to Joseph. He was able to give accurate information. He mentioned everything in accurate form, and it happened. He saved Egypt and the world at that time. So I'm looking for a prophet who will not only see death, but will tell us that do this, do that, and you will get out from IMF. These are the things I want to hear. I don't want you to come and tell me this person is going to die. I don't know. For some reason, it's only death are the very things that Ghanaian prophets see. So you are trying to tell me God only speaks to Ghanaian, prophets? How about those in America, Germany? It's only Ghanaian prophets that see death all the time, death, and you are telling people to call you. What are you talking about? To the extent of you even saying that they should give you lawfare. Look, President Mahama, please, you came to power through God, yes, but the people voted for you. It was not because of any prayer. That one is a fact. And it seems to have become more of, a pastor than being the commander-in-chief. Be firm, Mr. President, be firm. People do not have the right to come and cause fear and panic. I keep telling you, not because I'm a Child of Christ member, no. There's no single prophet in the country. What are you talking about? Some of you use all this kind of occultic means, and you find some means to let those things happen. You connive with certain people and you do evil things in the name of all this stuff. What are you talking about? Where were you when the stadium disaster occurred? When President Mills died, where were you? These kids who died, where were you? Causing fear, unnecessary fear and panic. Because the moment someone calls to tell you you are going to die, at that moment, whatever thing that you are doing, you stop. Because no one wants to die. The trauma alone, the thought of thinking about the fact that you are going to die, will even kill you before your time. What rights have you? If you think you have seen something, call the person. The same God who revealed whatever thing to you will also have to reveal the number to you. Papa. Oh, your friend, hey, Papa, Daddy, small boy, no friend, Papa, we ain't fine. Papa, Daddy, say, Munukwa. Hey, I'm fine. In China, is where we are. Yes, you need to accord respect to our noble men of God. Rare men of God do not come on internet too. They don't even talk. Let me give you an example. I personally, yes, I'm a child of Christ member. It's true. It doesn't mean that when you see something about me and you tell me, I will challenge you. No. I believe in spirituality very well. A friend of mine at one of the notable media houses, I will not mention the media house, but the guy is an editor-in-chief in that media house. Okay? He was at church all night. They were praying. And then the priest at the time asked him, who is this person? Mentioned my name. And so, I have this Enoch. So, no, that Enoch. Yes. Tell him that this, and so tell him to call me, please. So he gave me the number and I called him. And the man shared a very important information with me. Fortunately, I was going to travel that day with a very good friend who drives like he's crazy. So I decided not to travel that day. And you know what he said? So don't worry. I prayed, but I needed to let you be careful on the road. This and that, this and that. Beautiful. That is how it's done. Equally, we've all prayed. We've seen certain things. There are people who can easily tell you that this is going to happen. Now, watch this video of mine. When I said that every single year, a kind of disaster happens. I said that. Usually, our whole in some. Don't coffee. And the last time I came, the parliament here, Bible Fufuli. Sebio, Anyanya Yempe. Now, the day for the first time, no, like we to Marco through without any by-election biara. Now, so I had done the DBOC at every point in time, there no by-election. Biden OC or Parliament for the first time. No one can band the mark band. By-election be super bad. Naturally, the MPB resigned and they said be with him. And many a time, no, every administration biano said you will be him. Into a bra, wally brain ya will be a breath for nothing. Because by the time I done Parliament will be ending, no, maybe I know here until Sibiu. Or you pay the same. Be careful how you talk, how you share your stuff with people. Be careful the kind of secrets and people you call friends. This is a new year. There's one thing that many a time happens every year. A kind of disaster happens. Some people leave. Some people are born. A whole lot of things happen. But all you need to do is to pray for sight. For God to give you that feeling. So that whatever thing that is ahead, you will see in time. So you abstain from it. And I told you also that whenever there is a, how do you call it, a new parliamentary group, that is if a particular parliament has ended and a new set of members, are coming in, always, some way, somehow, someone dies and there's always a by-election. For me, it would have been my wish that for the first time, no one would have died. But that is not a wish of nature. Hasn't someone died? Am I happy? No. It was a prediction. Why? Because every administration, as far as parliament is concerned, someone goes. And every human being will die. At least by the next 50 to 100 years, none of us will be alive. that one is a reality. Or let's say 120 years, none of us will be alive. That is a reality. Does that make me a prophet? What do you as if you will not die? Was it not in this country? I've forgotten the guy's name. The guy used to come on TV, used to sell oil, blah 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 blah. And at long run, he went to do a program on one of the radio stations. Upon his return, he died and he was rushed to. He collapsed. Was rushed to Tell-Savin military hospital, and he died there. Why?